back again for another episode of Honest Reviews. Same thing as before, you know the deal by now. Honest reviews, no bullshit. The links to the songs will be in the description of the video, so you can give it a listen as well. Let us know what you think. This one's, excuse me, burping. This one's going to be a slightly different show in that we're doing two things differently. Number one, we're giving something away. This very awesome Culture of Ignorance EP. I've got 9 of them to give away. I got sent 10. I'm keeping one because fuck you. You cunts can then fight over the other 9. All you need to do is get in touch with me and tip me off to the worst fucking new release that you've ever heard. Because I want to keep the shit ones rolling in. I've got heaps of really good releases being sent to me, so anyone that sent me stuff, relax, I'll get to it. Not this episode because it's already full, but then the next episode or the one after that. But yeah, please send me some shit. The other reason this episode's a bit different is that there's nothing on this episode that I hate. This is the first one I've done where I can't legitimately say this song is fucking flaming turd. Everything I review, the 7 songs I'm doing this week, or the 7 releases I'm doing this week, are all varying degrees of good. So, that being said, off we go. Oh, and before I forget, because I'm not a hypocrite, I'll also put the link to my band's new single in the description so you can listen to it and go, how the fuck are you telling anyone else their shit when you do that? Or you can say, it's alright. Anyway, on with the show. Straight into the first one. The band is called Boys Club, and the song is She the Atrocity. Make no bones about it, this is fucking great. I don't know a lot about the band except for it's a 4-piece, 4 women out of Sydney. One of them used to play guitar for Legal Aliens, who were a great band, and I wish they were still around. This is fucking brilliant. It's the first thing I've been really excited about in a little while. The minute I hit play on this, it was like a punch in the face in the best possible way. Reminds me of Lard or early Ministry. Really like it. The guitar sound is just fucking brutal. Drums, bass, it's just a fucking angry release. The vocals are good too. I don't want to compare it to a bunch of other female bands because they're probably already sick of that, so I'm not going to, but yeah, this is fucking mean. That opening riff is just nasty as fuck. Clever lyrics. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 4.5 out of 5. I'm stoked to hear this. I'm really excited about what comes next from these ladies because this is fucking great. She the Atrocity by Boys Club. If you don't like this, you're some kind of fucking idiot. I'm going to give this one 4.5 burnt bras out of 5. It's awesome. She the Atrocity, Boys Club. These ladies are going places. It's fucking great. Next up is a band out of Melbourne called Forklift Assassins. I like the name. Don't know much about these guys apart from that they're from Melbourne. Interesting, they sent me a couple of songs. I'm going to review this one called Dynamite. So Dynamite, Forklift Assassins. Interesting start to it. There's a bit of a retro alt-rock feel. They call themselves a punk band. This is more alt-rock than punk, this particular song. Some of the other ones are a little faster. I like the faster stuff better. What I did like about this is, at times, this bloke's voice really reminded me of Ross from the Cosmic Psychos. It's not the world's best song. It's definitely done on a budget. These guys sound like they're fairly DIY. And again, I prefer their faster songs. This isn't bad. I feel like there's a really good band in here and one that's probably great live. This song was maybe a little bit slower. Probably would have sounded better maybe if they picked it up a little bit faster. But yeah, not bad. I'd like to see them live. I reckon that's probably where they'd be best. Forklift Assassins out of Melbourne with Dynamite. Not so much Dynamite, more of a minor explosion, but not bad. I'm going to be nasty and give it a 3 injured workers out of 5, only because I feel like there's a really good band in there and the recordings they sent, whilst they were alright, didn't quite capture that. But there's something to go on here. Keep an ear out for them. I suspect there's better things to come from Forklift Assassins. 3 injured workers out of 5. Dynamite. Next up is a band called Wishful Thinking. The song's called Time to Be Alone. I've been seeing these guys' name everywhere, so thought I'd give them a listen. I've listened to them once before and didn't mind it, but not really listening too intently. This song I gave a good listen a couple of times, and I'm torn. The music's really fucking good, in that kind of descendancy, heavier pop punk kind of way. I like it. Good driving drum beat. There's some great guitar work. There's a nice solo in there, which I'm a sucker for solos, so 2 thumbs up for that. It's a good solo. What I'm torn about is the vocals. There's some nice harmonies in there, but the vocals are kind of whiny, and there's a hint of that little American twang in there, which irritates me. He's not a bad singer. He's got a good voice. It's just not the type of singing that I like. So can't say it's bad, but I'm going to do a split. I'm going to give 3 out of 5 whiny cunts for the vocals, and 4 good cunts out of 5 for the music. I love the tune. The vocals just don't do it for me, but you might think otherwise. Wishful Thinking, Time to Be Alone. I get the feeling they'd be quite a fun live act, and I'm seeing their name all over the place at the moment, so that's got to tell you something. Give them a listen. Up next is a band called I Hate People, and the marvellously named You're a Fucking Shit Cunt. Before I get into it, I know these guys. My band's played with them. I've seen them a few times. I really enjoy them. They're on the same record label as my band is, Right Records. So there probably is a little bit of bias here, but I really like this. When I heard the name, I was like, it could be a bit lame, but it's not. It's fucking great. Solid, angry vocals, good riffs, kind of skate punky, hardcore. There's even a bit of crossover. It's not quite crossover thrash, but there's maybe a tad of that in there. It's a good song. I'm torn on scoring it because I was going to give it a 4.5, but because they're my mates, I'm leaning towards being a prick about it and giving them a 4. That being said, they have a guest do a guitar solo on it, a guy from Pure Envy out of Newcastle, and he just shreds the fuck out of the solo, which makes me feel like they deserve a 4.5 regardless. And it's weird because they get a guest in to do a solo, as you can hear in the background now, which is really good. They're normally a 3-piece, and their normal guitarist is a really good lead player as well. Don't know why they chose to get someone else in, because that guy's more than capable, but the guest guitarist does a fucking great little bit of a shred in there as well. So fuck it, I'm going to give it 4.5 shit cunts out of 5. I Hate People, You're a Fucking Shit Cunt. These guys are great live and funny. They don't take themselves too seriously. They have a good laugh on stage. And way too many bands right now think they're fucking rock stars. These guys aren't like that. Check them out. I Hate People, You're a Fucking Shit Cunt. 4.5 shit cunts out of 5. Shit cunt, shit cunt, shit cunt. Their film clip is pretty fucking funny too. Bit of work gone into it, so check it out. Get fucked. Next up is The Cha-Cha-Chas with a short EP called It's Coming After You. Don't know a huge amount about these guys. They are a 2-piece. 2-piece male and female, out on outer space. Really retro sounds going on here. If you like garage punk, if you like 60s revival kind of music, this is for you. Really likable little EP. Great retro guitar sound. The vocals, they switch back and forth a little bit. Sometimes it's both of them, sometimes it's just one, and the mix of male and female works really well. There's nothing new here, like it's not reinventing the wheel. It's retro, early garage punk, and I liked it. It's kind of catchy. It's just kind of sad that there's only 4 tracks on it and it ends after 4 tracks. I reckon I could have stomached another 4 or 5 out of this. It doesn't get boring, and I think it doesn't get boring because they change the vocals up. Some of the songs are a little slower, some of them are a little bit faster, but it doesn't seem to matter. They're all good. It doesn't get boring, even though it's something that, you know, we've all heard before. It's worth hearing again. The Cha-Cha-Chas. That's T-H-E-E. A lot of that going around right now. I don't fucking know why. But this band is definitely worth checking out if you like retro, if you like old school. I love that scratchy guitar sound they get. Kind of dustbin drums a little bit. Really enjoyable. The Cha-Cha-Chas. It's coming for you on Outer Space. Check it out. Don't be a shit cunt. I'm going to give it, probably should give it something. I'm going to give it 4 dustbins out of 5. Check this out. Don't put it in your dustbin. Apparently they're great live. I remember seeing them from a long way away at a festival in Victoria last year. Not really paying attention because I was going back and forth between stages. But I'm told the live show is really, really good. Check them out. Up next, Coffin Fly, with a song called Night Receptionist. Weird title, but whatevs. Starts off with a really interesting sample about murder, and then goes into some pretty heavy, sludgy, doomy tunes. This is some of the members from Trauma. I don't know who's left and who's not, but apparently Trauma broke up and some of the members went on to do this. The only one I can tell is still in it is Luke Sledge, because I recognise his vocals. He also sings in Sydney hardcore Nutjob's Grim. But this is a really interesting one. They bill themselves as doom sludge, and it is sludgy, but there's also, once it gets kicking, there's kind of that underlying heavy hardcore thing going on, so it has more appeal than just being a boring doom or sludge band. Now don't get me wrong, I don't mind a bit of sludge, but it can get boring. This doesn't. There's some very headbanging riffage going on here, great vocals, and the film clip is fucking awesome. Spooky, bizarre. I don't know what the fuck gizzar means, but it's not gizzar, it's bizarre. You know, suitably dark and grim, maggots in the film clip, stuff like that. I guess these guys have some stuff coming out soon-ish, apparently, on Inner City Uprising. As I said, these guys are, some of them at least, are ex-Trauma, who were quite good. Never really got to hear much of them on record, but saw them live a few times. I really kind of dug this. The longer you listen to this, the better it gets. Yeah, if you like sludge, if you like doom, if you like slow, nasty hardcore, check out Coffin Fly. Not the most original name. Every cunt their dog's got a name with coffin in it these days. Coffin Wolf, Coffin Fly, Coffin this, Coffin that, Coffin fuck off. But one of the more interesting releases I've heard, in that it's just, yeah, bit of a headbanger, a slow burner. Check it out. I'm going to give this one 4 maggots out of 5. Coffin Fly, Night Receptionist. Up next is the self-titled EP by Culture of Ignorance. This is the one I'm giving away. This has been out quite a while. Brent messaged me and said, hey, look, I've got a few copies kicking around. Would you like them to give away? So why not? I believe they're defunct now, which is kind of sad because this is really, really good. 5-track EP. 5 tracks. I can count. Really angry hardcore, but I like this because it's angry hardcore without the kind of macho tough guy bullshit. Yeah, I wish I'd got into these guys when they were around, because I feel like I missed out on something really good. Brutal guitars, pounding drums, and the vocalist sounds like he's gargled razor blades. I think you've got to be in the mood for this, but when you're in a bad mood, this is the kind of stuff you want to listen to. It just makes you want to punch things. It is fucking intense, brutal, hardcore the way hardcore should be done. If you've got a bunch of dipshit friends that listen to metalcore and think they're Terry Tough cunt, give them this. It'll show them what it is to listen to actual tough hardcore music without the lame macho bullshit attached to it. And if you're watching and you know of other bands that sound like this, let me know, because I'd love to hear more bands in this style. Yeah, this is hardcore how it should be done when it comes to newish hardcore. Yeah, I really enjoyed this, and I've got 9 copies to give away. So if you like the sound of it, if you like angry hardcore, send me a message, hit me up, tell me the worst new release you've heard, and if it's genuinely legit terrible, I will send you a copy of this free in your hot little hand. This is great. Culture of Ignorance. I'm gonna give these cunts 4.5 angry cunts out of 5. It's really good. Check it out. That's it for me. Yeah, an unusual show because I didn't hate anything. All the bands I reviewed, even the one I gave a lower score, there's something worth listening to in all of them. I'll put the links in the description. I'll even put my band's new single, Fuck Cyclists, so you can listen to that and laugh and say this is shit. But yeah, that's it for me. Keep sending stuff in. Be patient. I will get to it. But particularly, send me bad stuff so I can tear into it, because that's what I enjoy most. That's it for me. Fuck off.